Republicans are a lot like roaches in that nobody f***ing likes them, and yet they're impossible to get rid of. Case in point is this little MAGA roach right here, Representative Brian Mast of Jupiter, Florida, who today held not one, not two, but 3 town halls. And they all went a little something like this.
Because they were burning up your money. Brilliant. Let's give some specific examples of where FEMA was burning up your money. FEMA, who is meant to...
That's right, folks. FEMA is burning your money, according to Republicans, by, I don't know, fanning the LA wildfires with it. And I have so many more disastrous moments from this guy's town hall coming up for you, as well as him getting literally called out in the comments after talking down to his constituents. So if you like seeing MAGA roaches getting absolutely roasted, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive in. Now, before we get to the actual footage of the town halls, it's important to talk about how these town halls came about, because they didn't just come out of the goodness of Brian Mast's own heart.
We want a town hall! We want a town hall!
First at 5:30, dozens of protesters in Stewart demanding answers from Congressman Brian Mast. They're against recent actions that President Donald Trump and Elon Musk have taken. Hello.
Yeah, Mast's constituents had actually been demanding these town halls for months. And to his credit, he actually showed up to one of these protests, though not without looking like an absolute douchebag while doing it.
Medicare will not be touched, Social Security will not be touched.
They also expressed concerns about the elimination of federal jobs and cuts to federal services.
USAID, terrible. USAID is terrible.
Oh my gosh.
Protesters marched from the Lyric Theater to the congressman's office, which is down the street. He says he was glad they came.
I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. That's why I showed up here.
Why did you show up?
Because I wanted to talk to them. Because I don't run from anything, and I always bring in the truth.
I asked him repeatedly, when are we going to have a town hall? He said, when I get around to it. And I said, well, when are you going to get around to it? And he said, soon. And I said, well, what do you mean by soon? And then he went back, when I get around to it.
I mean, it doesn't get much more quintessentially Republican than gaslighting women, drowning out the concerns of your constituents by revving your motorcycle, and then riding away on your sweet ride to cause of traitor. But to his credit, he did actually show up, though it didn't go as good as he had probably hoped. Because here is the full clip that I showed you a bit of earlier, where he gets brutally booed by his constituents after attacking FEMA. And be sure to stick around because it gets worse. And if you are enjoying the video, please be sure to drop a like and consider subscribing to Really American.
As it relates to FEMA, it's a good opportunity to talk about FEMA and changes in FEMA and why changes in FEMA. Why will FEMA not look like what it's looked like in the past and probably not fall under the heading of FEMA any further? Because they were burning up your money. Brilliant. Let's give some specific examples of where FEMA was burning up your money. FEMA, who is meant to help you when there's a tornado or a hurricane or a flood or something, as an American citizen, it's meant to help you. FEMA spent $101.5 billion on illegal immigrants, giving them money back.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it doesn't exactly bode too well when you have people in Jupiter, Florida booing you, blaming FEMA for illegal immigration. People quickly called him out in the replies to that video, saying right-wing Twitter troll talking points don't go over so well IRL, huh? And someone else saying bullcrap on that. Not only did he vote against sending FEMA before Helene hit, but he also backed the same guy who gave FEMA to migrants in his first term. That being Trump. But moving on, one of the most brutal moments came in this next clip after a constituent mentioned increased hold times at Doge-impacted Social Security offices. Mast responded by condescendingly saying, if you don't like what you have to wait more than one ring on the phone, call my office. But that went over like a lead balloon.
If you don't like that you have to wait more than one ring on the phone for the IRS or the Social Security Administration,
And y'all, people went absolutely nuts in the comments of that video. One person saying, yes, the customer service approach from the guy whose party thinks government should run like a business, except the business is a haunted Chuck E. Cheese with no working phones and a CEO screaming at you to stop being poor. Scott saying, Republicans hate America, call my office and wait some more. This account named Elon Has Thin Skin said maybe he could call Social Security live so we all can see how that goes. In the meantime, he did say to call his office if you don't like having to wait more than one ring. With them posting a screenshot of his office and the phone number, someone else jumping in saying for anyone needing to call his office as suggested, and posting those numbers out there for the public. And honestly, that just feels like the right amount of doxing. Obviously, those are public information anyway, but I would implore you, if you so feel like calling Brian Mast's office, whether you're a resident of Florida or not, I don't know, maybe have fun with it. And if this video hasn't already convinced you that that would be the patriotic thing to do, then allow me to end on this clip, where Representative Brian Mast was jeered for citing EU auto import stats and complaining about how a Chevy Tahoe costs $100,000 in Norway after a constituent said he lost 20% of his net worth during Trump's on-again, off-again tariff announcements and asked if Congress could rein it in. And if this does put you over the edge, give that number a call. Let me know that you did it in the comments down below. Hit a like on this video so more people see it, and subscribe to Really American. Here is that clip.
A little bit louder, sir. I couldn't quite hear you.
Okay, thank you. So I want to talk a little bit about the economy and get your take on this. As a retiree, I just saw 20% of my net worth fall as a result of tariff on, tariff off, tariff on again, tariff off. I'm having a hard time struggling with that and knowing what the end game is. You know, there's a lot of movement. We know that the stocks go up and down. That's fine. We can deal with that. But these huge takes on things are driving all of us crazy. All of the experts are still struggling with knowing where is this going. We know that tariffs generally bring more costs to us, not to the countries. So please, can Congress do something to hold off on the volatility?
Stand up to Trump.
From the administration?
So thank you for your question. You want free trade, right? Thank you. You want free trade. So, to give you specifics on why tariffs are going in the way that they are, I can give you specifics in agriculture, I can give you specifics in manufacturing. In the last year, the United States of America imported roughly 800,000 vehicles from the EU. EU imported roughly 150,000 automobiles from the United States of America. That's a trade imbalance, and that's a direct result of what they do with tariffs. To give you one specific example, if you took a Tahoe at the most basic sticker price in the United States of America, Tahoe $59,000, Norway $100,000. That would be an example of where they're tearing their countries.